Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 92 of the Crickpicks podcast. I'm Behram, who you can find at Def Mango on Twitter. And with me, my two colleagues, Saurabh Somani, who you can find at Saurabh_42 on Twitter. And then we've got Shayan Ahmed Khan as well, who you can find at Tweets by Shayan on Twitter. And just in case you're new to Crickpicks, what we do on this show is that we take any generic cricket category and we draft our top 5 each for that category in a snake style draft competition. The pick order goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. That's what snake style means. And before we get into the mix of things, I'd like everyone to know that all of our shows on the Good Areas Network are powered by our supporters on Patreon. And you can be one of them if you go to Patreon/Good Areas Podcast. And that way you can enjoy ad-free content. You can talk to us exclusively. And you can give us Crickpicks recommendations as well. And, sometimes what we do on this show is that we combine to assemble teams of 12. As you saw last week, we created a test team of the 1990s. This time, we are creating an ODI team for the 1990s. And Saurabh Somani has first pick. So let's see what he does with it.
I'll be very safe and very correct and pick the one guy who should be there in this team regardless of how many other options are there, Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah, easily.
He spent part of the 90s not opening, but from 94 onwards he was opening the batting and he was absolutely irresistible. He also bowled a lot more in the 90s than he did later on in his career. He has two 5-wicket hauls also in ODIs. He was just, he is there in an all-time ODI team, right? So he can't not be there in the 90s ODI team. He's there in an all-time list of top 4 ODI batters ever, possibly even top 2 ODI batters ever. So, he's going to be my pick. He's going to open the batting. We have a lot of contenders for opener, so we might be tempted to push him to number 4 where he batted. But I think Sachin Tendulkar should stay as opener. That's where he has done his best work. That's where he has been absolutely legendary. Now I leave the rest of the openers, the difficult choices to you guys, who will be his partner.
Got no qualms, no issues whatsoever. Although I was fascinated by Sachin's ODI record compared to his 90s record. We all remember how he literally started to strike gold in the 90s, especially the late 90s, I think 96 onwards. But then again, in 463 ODIs, he scored 18,426 runs, which is the most by anyone in the format. He averaged 44.83 in ODIs, and in the 90s, I was really confused as to how he's just averaging 43.07 in 228 games. Maybe because it's the early 90s, where he hasn't quite cracked it. Yeah, that's probably it. But of course, Sachin, he would make many people's all-time ODI teams ever. So this is just the 90s. And, I feel like that's a safe one.
His strike rate in the 90s was 86.8, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just 6th best strike rate amongst any 90s batter given a minimum of 1,000 runs in ODIs. So imagine he's scoring so many runs and he's scoring them so quickly. There is just nobody who has combined that like he did in the 90s. So he was like the standout candidate for me.
I mean, when they promoted him to opener, he all of a sudden became this aggressive bat up top, right? And that's what he was doing. And it was ahead of his time even. I know that a lot of people start doing it in the 90s, but Sachin was also one of the earlier ones. And of course, he makes this team. So safe first pick. And now we're on to Shayan for his first pick. Let's see where he goes.
Honestly, I'm a bit confused. There are so many options. But never mind. I'll just go with Wasim Akram again as my first pick.
2 podcasts in a row. It was between these two for first pick in this team, I feel. It was Wasim or Sachin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I knew that if I pick Sachin
Wasim,
first, Wasim is going second. I thought that. And if I pick Wasim first, Sachin is going second. So
basically same points as the last podcast. I have been obsessed with this bowling of late, and obviously I was watching the highlights of the 92 World Cup final as well, where he was pretty handy with the bat as well, by the way, and he could really smash the ball at times. But more importantly, obviously he was one of the greatest bowlers ever in this format. Had a great World Cup in 92, obviously when they won it, and his 2 deliveries, those are absolutely Hall of Fame stuff, right? And just the sort of bowler that he is, Obviously you get another left arm angle as well, and because he could bowl reverse swing, right? Like he could bowl up top and then he could come back for a spell. I think that's something which not a lot of even great bowlers have at times. Sometimes even some of the greater bowlers are more limited in where they are going to operate at their best. But with Wasim, I think that's what makes him one of the greatest ODI bowlers ever. In fact, like maybe if you compare him with someone like Bumrah, for instance, Bumrah is also one of is very great in ODIs. Even though we talk up more about his Test and T20 stuff, right? But the thing is that Bumrah isn't as effective with the new ball, I would say, as compared to what Akram would have been at his prime, especially in the 90s. And so we have another, I think, great we have other options as well for bowling, but I would like to go with Wasim.
No, I mean, Waz has the most wickets for anyone or for any seamer in ODIs, 502 in 356 games. A bowling average of 23.52 overall, and in the 90s, it's slightly lower, 23.4. But he's taken 279 wickets in 195 games, and he's won a World Cup as well. As you mentioned, extremely potent with both the old ball and the new one. And, Sultan of swing or reverse swing even. And he can whack it when it comes to batting.
Yeah,
and he was actually very, very serviceable as a batter in ODIs, by the way. Because he could give you quick runs.
His stats, actually.
Yeah.
1 minute. So
The
I have his
numbers might
adjusted
not
numbers
suggest
with
it.
me.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you his adjusted numbers. No, you'll. So this is for his full career. I don't have it for the 90s. But for his adjusted average is 19.26. But the adjusted strike rate is 102.94. So it's like he's almost averaging 20 at a strike rate of 100 roughly. And you would take that from your number 8 any day, right?
Perfect at number 8, right? It's perfect for a number 8. You want a guy who can hit sixes at number 8. Yeah.
Correct.
Absolutely. So, Waz is gone. Sachin is gone. Waz had the most wickets in the 90s in ODIs. Sachin had the most runs in the 90s in ODIs. Pretty straightforward. They've left the tough stuff for me. You know what? I'm going to give you guys in the comments, all the people who hate
You're going
me,
hipster.
a lot of reasons to hate me in this podcast, because I'm going to have a lot of Pakistan picks. And I'm going to go double Pakistan.
Fair, I think.
I'll go double Pakistan over here.
Can I guess who you're going to pick first? Can I guess who you're going to pick?
I already picked
You
him.
picked Waqar already.
Yeah.
Okay, that was not my guess, but
Yeah.
I thought it would be someone else too, but okay.
yeah.
Oh, I might pick him next, but Waqar Younis is my first pick in this podcast. Look, he took the second most wickets in the 90s, 275 in 163 games at a bowling average of 23.07. So it's a better bowling average than Wasim. One of my favorite Waqar stats is that he has taken the most fifers in ODIs in history. And I love that, right? Not a lot of people know that about Waqar. And also, career average in ODIs was 23.84 in 262 games and ended up taking 416 wickets. So he was better in the 90s, not by a lot, but yeah, he's averaging 23.07. And again, you're pairing Wasim and Waqar together. He too can get the ball to reverse, and he's really, really good with the new ball. And again, I'm picking pre-injury Waqar over here, just for the record.
But weren't they better as a combo in tests by far than in ODIs? Wasim and Waqar.
I mean, I'll have to look at the numbers for that.
Yeah. I would have thought both formats, honestly.
Waqar in one days, I feel the strike rate was elite, but he went for slightly too many runs too many times for me to be completely comfortable with picking him. But now Behram has picked him, so he was not in my shortlisted 12.
Interesting.
But, he had a strong case. But I just thought that it's a one-day
Even I didn't
team.
have him.
So
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay, because I thought that
I mean,
those
I
two
don't
would
mind
be
him. Yeah.
Shoo-ins. Very, very fascinating.
No,
All right, then.
Because we
Wasim
have
was a
another
shoe.
fast bowler from that same era who
I
we
mean,
talked
you guys-
about last time as well.
Yeah, true. We do have that fast bowler, and he probably would get picked in this team anyway. I'm not going there
let's hope
because
so.
I told you guys I'm going heavy on Pakistan in this podcast. I don't care what the people say. You can call me biased. You can call me whatever. 90s ODI cricket is the one time I get to pick a lot of Pakistanis. Okay, so
That's true.
This
That's
is that podcast. So give me Saqlain Mushtaq as my second pick.
That is who I thought was going to be your
that is
first
fair.
pick. That is who I thought
Exactly.
was going to be your first pick. Saki
Honestly,
was
It
amazing.
makes sense
in the
to go
90s.
with him ahead of
Yeah.
Waqar, but I get it. Anyway, continue with what you were saying.
No, I mean, he was just amazing in the 90s. No, he was. So the only reason why I was debating between him and another great spinner who might still get picked, is because of these iconic World Cup performances, right? In iconic matches.
Yeah.
I felt that's where Saki lacks, but on a consistent level, his stats are actually the best, I think, of any spinner.
Yeah, far better.
Yeah.
He was real. I mean, I'm just saying he had 210 wickets in the 90s. His average was 19.4 and his economy is 4.2.
Yeah.
His strike rate is
Yeah.
27.5. That is just mind-blowingly elite. I don't think
Insane.
people
Yeah.
remember how good he was in ODIs. So I have no qualms with that pick. And like I said, I thought he would have been your first pick, but
Yeah, I mean, now that I rethink it, he probably should have been my first pick. I guess Shayan picked Wasim, so the first name in my head was Waqar. And for me, both of those guys had to make this team. And that South African bowler might still make it, by the way, because I feel like he probably deserves to be there.
there's still
Anyway.
two
see.
South
Let's
African
see.
bowlers who can make it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's.
Anyway, I mean, look, Saki's overall record is insane in ODIs. 288 wickets in 169 games, averaging 21.78. And like Saurabh mentioned, it gets better in the 90s. 210 of those wickets out of 288 come in the 90s in 111 games, which is insane. And an average of 19.41 is just, otherworldly. He's like an alien in the 90s, and he has the Dusra, and he is not the pioneer of the Dusra, but he makes it mainstream. And I feel like, just like perhaps
I thought he
Jimmy
was
makes
the pioneer.
So Jared says that someone else came up with the Dusra, but they were doing it unintentionally. Saki knew what he was doing, and then he teaches it to others. Much like, Jimmy makes the wobble seam mainstream. Maybe that's not a fair example, because I feel like Mohammad Asif knew what he was doing when he was bowling the wobble seam. But you get the drift. Even if Saki didn't invent the Dusra, he's the one who spreads it like wildfire. And he's the one who masters it, and he knows exactly, what he is doing with the ball when he's delivering that ball. It's not like happenstance. He is in complete control of it. But anyway, those
But who
are my two
invents
picks.
it though? I'm trying to find that out.
Yeah,
Who
you'd have to
invents
ask
the Dusra?
Jared. You'd have to ask Jared, because we've had
Is
this
it some old
conversation before.
Pakistani bowler?
No, it wasn't a Pakistan bowler.
No, whoever it was, I think we can agree that Saki is the first guy to master it and to
Yes.
use it as a consistent weapon.
Yeah, fair.
Yes, and he's spearheading the revolution when it comes to the Dusra. So I'm fine with that claim. Anyway, it's back to you, Saurabh. And
I get 2 picks. Can I get 3?
no, you don't get. No. It's not back to you.
It should
sorry.
be me, no?
It's Shayan.
Oh, it should be
I messed
Shayan.
this up.
It's Shayan.
It is Shayan.
Oh, that's what.
Shayan has one
Shayan.
pick, and then you have 2 in a row, Saurabh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then.
Dude, it's so hard. Like, this one is really tricky, honestly speaking.
It is.
The keeper
There are many
is really
options I'm
hard.
not-
Really, like
Exactly, that is why I'm worried. Because there is another opener who has to make it like purely on
I
his
think-
all-round abilities. But do you not need a good keeper as well in this team? That is the
That
dilemma.
was
I'm having
my
right now.
dilemma, man. That was my
Exactly,
dilemma.
that is why I said this is a hard team to build. So I think I will just escape all controversies, everything. I'll just pick Michael Bevan as my
Yes.
next pick.
That's
One
a
of
solid
the greatest
pick.
ODI batters. Like one of the greatest ODI finishers in that MS Dhoni mold, where he took the game deep and, really consistently won Australia those chases. I think those people who would have witnessed his career, most of his career live, right? They rate him really, really highly. And I think probably someone like me will not be able to, who's just looking at the stats, will not be able to truly realize what a great player he was at his prime, because his strike rate doesn't stick out, right? But I think that doesn't really matter for that role of a player because of his ability to consistently win you games from tough situations in particular. And like, I think he had lots of iconic knocks back in the 90s, didn't he?
He did.
yeah,
he did.
dude.
When was the
they
World
were-
11 knock? Was that 90s or 2000s?
Which
It
one?
might have been 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
The World 11 one, where he
I-
made 185.
When I was a child, and Saurabh can probably remember this as well because he's closer to my age, I suppose. We used to get ESPN Star Sports, and they used to have
Yes.
these lovely highlight reels of 90s ODI
Yeah.
cricket. A lot of that was Michael Bevan. I kid you not. Like,
exactly.
rescuing Australia from precarious situations, winning them unwinnable games. His overall ODI average is 53.58 in 232 games.
Yeah.
But in the 90s, the guy's averaging 60.33 in 122 games. So he was at his best in the 90s,
Yeah.
and he would rescue them, for fun. I remember there's that one game versus Pakistan where Pakistan defends like 180, and Bevan is the only guy who's giving Pakistan somewhat of a fight. And that was him.
You'll find many such knocks, I feel, with
Yeah.
him. That's the thing. Like, those standout, lone warrior knocks that we like to call, right? I think you'll find lots of those in his career.
But he had basically made it into a science almost, how to break down
Exactly.
the chase into a thing.
Yeah.
So weirdly, Shayan said that those who have watched him will attest to how great he was. I watched him.
Yeah.
I'm older than you guys, which has been established. I watched him. Somehow, I could appreciate at a intellectual sort of level that this guy is great at doing what he does, but he didn't touch that emotional chord, like what watching let's say Sachin Tendulkar
Warne.
did, even
Or
or a
Sachin.
Shane Warne did or something. Yeah, like
Lara.
he didn't touch that. But obviously, just on numbers and all, you cannot argue against 90s Bevan. He was elite at what he did, and he could bowl, and he was a great fielder. So pretty much, fits quite well into a 90s ODI team.
No, I thought he had to be there. And now we're back to Saurabh for 2 back-to-back picks. But before he goes there, we are taking a short break. You guys are watching Crickpicks with Behram, Shayan and Saurabh. And we'll be back in like half a minute. So go nowhere.
This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. If you want to be part of the community that makes content like this, head over now. My latest book is The Art of Batting. It delves deep into how the best players ever made their runs. Get your copy today.
Welcome back to the Crickpicks podcast. You are with Behram, Saurabh and Shayan. And we are currently attempting to assemble an ODI team of the 90s. And we're back to Saurabh. He has back-to-back picks. And this is a very critical juncture in this podcast because he will decide where this team or what direction it's headed in. Which players are we missing out on, essentially?
So I really feel you screwed us with the Waqar pick because I was just looking over my notes and there are like 2 fast bowlers who I would pick ahead of him in an ODI team of the 90s. But 2 or even 3. But now we can't pick all of them. So one of them will have to miss out.
Yeah.
Because we can't leave out the iconic spinner. Or either, can we? Not from a 90s
I don't want
ODI
that
team.
to happen.
We
We
can't.
want him.
We can absolutely cannot.
So we cannot. So now...
And ODIs, one more thing. I would say that in ODIs we need more spin because lots of ODIs in the 90s were played in Asia, I think. I don't have numbers handy, but it feels like that at least. And
No,
so
but
you
that
definitely
way-
need more spinners than just one.
Plus,
No, that way we have
you probably
spin backup. There's Michael Bevan, Sachin Tendulkar. In ODIs...
Come on, dude.
Dude, in ODIs, Michael Bevan was a very, very handy 6th bowler.
Like you can use him. I'm not saying
Yeah.
you can't have those options, but
Yeah.
like you still want one more frontliner, I feel. In my opinion, at least.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
so I'll go all Aussie with my 2 picks.
Yes.
So my first pick is Adam Gilchrist. And with
Yes.
great apologies to at least 2 other openers who had very, very
Yeah.
strong cases to make it. But there was only
Exactly.
one standout keeper in the 90s. Only one.
Yeah.
For me, there was only one
Yeah.
keeper, and that is Adam Gilchrist, and therefore he has to be in the team.
Exactly.
And
And?
yeah, so he if he's in the team, he has to open and Shane Warne.
I know who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Shane Warne with his record overall is also really good in the 90s, but it's just what he did in those 2 World Cups, 96 and 99.
Yeah.
96 he pulled out a semi-final out of the hat for Australia when West Indies should have won that semi-final. And he just came and he was absolute magic. West Indies, they just didn't know what to do against him. Like they didn't know how to play him, what to play. It's like they were completely clueless. And then that gets repeated in 99 in that first must-win Super 6 match that famous for what Steve Waugh did not tell Herschel Gibbs that you dropped the cup. Both Steve Waugh and Shane Warne have said this, that he did not say this. It just became urban legend. But Shane Warne was the bowler of that match. And then, of course, in the tied semi-final and then in the final again. These sort of iconic performances in these World Cup semi-finals, must-win and knockouts and finals is why if we had to pick only one spinner in the 11, I might pick Warne even ahead of Saki, even though Saki has the better overall stats. But Warne is also a better batter and a fielder than Saki. Like he could, be there at first or second slip if you needed one. Especially with Wasim Akram taking the new ball. So that's why I might pick him ahead of Saki. But I would have a huge problem with someone who picked only Saki in a playing 11 ahead of Warne for the 90s. And of course, if you picking two spinners, these are the two you have to have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
easily the top
feel
two
like
of
he-
them.
yeah.
I feel like Warne had to make it, right? He's taken 202 wickets and 133 ODIs in the 90s, averaged 24.27, won that 99 World Cup, in that semi-final, as you mentioned, he derailed South Africa. That's where it starts. And in the final, he was just absolutely all over Pakistan. And his numbers are better than his overall ODI numbers, which are 293 wickets in 194 games at 25.73. So easily he makes it. Gilly is an interesting one. It's just that there's a sheer lack of wicket keepers, right? So you have to kind of go for him, I feel. And ultimately, he's scored his runs at an average of 33.94 in the 90s, a strike rate of 87.41, which is quite high.
Yeah.
And that's lower than his career numbers. He averages 35.89 in ODIs overall with a strike rate of nearly 97. But still, you take him, and he was an exceptional keeper as well. Like, especially, diving catches versus fast bowlers. That's kind of his thing. Maybe not as good versus spin, maybe, I suppose. Like,
No, but if he's opening the batting, he's not going to face too much spin anyway. And plus,
no,
with
I'm
the
saying
power play restrictions.
Keeping the
wicket
spin.
keeper. As a wicket keeper.
As a-
keeping to spin.
I mean, he kept to Shane Warne, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he was really, really good. But my memory of Gilchrist, the keeper, is him just jumping around, taking the really tough ones, with a lot of bounce on him. Anyway, so that means that Saurabh is done with his two picks and we're back to Shayan. Tell us what our team is looking like, Saurabh. I'm actually quite curious.
Actually, I haven't put it in batting order, but I'll just tell you. So there's Tendulkar and Gilchrist opening. We need batters, basically, guys. So we have Michael
Correct.
Bevan at number 6 after that.
Yeah.
And then we have bowlers. Shane Warne, Wasim Akram, Waqar Younis, Saqlain Mushtaq.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we need batters now, I guess.
Correct. Yeah, I think so. I'll just go for the number 3 and the number 4 batters. First, I'll pick Brian Lara at number 3. Obviously, I think he's the sort of player who you associate more with Tests, but even then, his ODI career gets a bit slept on, I feel. Especially because he is, I think, a Ponting level ODI bat at least.
Yeah.
But I think Ponting took ODI cricket more seriously, is the general consensus that, okay, he is a guy who really wanted to win stuff and always, like he was good at running between the wickets and all those things, I would imagine. But with Brian Lara, I think you still get magic. And again, he was also, against South Africa, he played that innings, right, in the 96 quarterfinals, where South Africa dropped Donald, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
So we might be going in the same direction at this rate. Poor Donald. But I think, Brian Lara.
Behram and
obviously
the South
really-
African selectors have something in common.
Yep, clearly. Wait, you're the one who picked Waqar ahead of Donald in the previous one. I did it this
Oh,
time.
yes. True,
Okay.
true. Let's not forget that.
Test cricket, not ODIs.
Still.
The South African selectors also dropped Donald for ODIs, not for tests.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So his overall numbers in the 90s
Shayan,
are
1 second.
42. Sorry,
You said
go on.
you're going to pick 3 and 4. You have only one pick, so you have picked Lara.
Yeah.
No, I will pick another one. I was just going to
You can't pick
talk
another.
about
You
Lara.
have only
Can't
one
pick
pick.
another one.
Oh,
You are
I was
second.
thinking I had to.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
No, it's fine.
But you have picked
anyway.
Lara, which is all well and good. Yeah.
Carry
I know
on
who
with
you
your
were
Lara
going
numbers.
for number 4, so he'll get picked.
Yeah, I know you will pick him anyway. So,
Yeah.
but I
No,
was
I
just
mean,
like highlighting his
Behram
stats
or-
at 3. I was highlighting his stats at 3 in the 90s. So he averages 48 at a strike rate of 87, dude. Like that,
Yeah.
those are the sort of numbers that would be good even like in the last
Today.
10 years. You would take that from a number 3, right?
Yeah.
How
Most
many
number 3s.
How many innings does he have at number 3? Because in the 90s, he's batted 159 times and he's
66
averaging
innings at 3.
42.81 in 159 games, right? Or innings.
Correct. 66 innings at 3.
Ooh, and then his average bumps up to 48, huh?
50 as an opener.
Wow.
33 at 4. So he can bat anywhere in the top 4 technically. So you have that flexibility. With
And
him.
his
But I
overall
think at 3 he fits well.
his overall average in ODIs is 40.48 in 299 games. So that's very fascinating that 90s Lara was just way better than any other Brian Lara, I suppose. And yeah, I mean,
Because you think of Lara, you think more of Test cricket. Like it's just how it is, right?
Yeah.
Even though he is a very good ODI batter, would probably make, like if we do a list, he might be in the top 10 or maybe top 15 at least. I would imagine, like because
Top
of his adjustment.
15
His
for
adjusted
sure.
numbers would still be very good.
I think top
he would be
15
like
for sure. Top 10
Yeah, so
also
Ricky
might
Ponting,
be.
Ricky Ponting, Rohit Sharma, Brian Lara would roughly be around the same tier for me, I would imagine. But I would have to do more homework there. But still, had to pick Lara at 3.
fair enough. Okay. I have 2 picks now. What's the team looking like? We've got our top 3.
So we have got Tendulkar, Gilchrist, Lara at top 3. We
Top
need
three,
a 4 and a 5, I guess, because Bevan would most likely bat at 6.
6.
And then we have all bowlers. We have Shane Warne, Wasim Akram, Saqlain Mushtaq, Waqar Younis.
Okay, so I'll pick 4 and 5. I'm pretty sure we all have the same 4 and 5 in our heads.
I don't know if we have the same 5. I'm pretty sure we all have the same 4. So go ahead with your 4.
It's
Yeah.
fascinating. I feel like these are pretty straightforward picks. I'll leave the bowlers for you guys because I feel like you can probably fit in another fast bowler in there somewhere. And it's up to you which one you go for. I'll go with Aravinda de Silva
Yeah.
as my next pick because he has to be here. I know I said I'm going to go all Pakistani for this one, but the opening slot is gone. So Saeed Anwar misses out. And I should have picked him ahead of Waqar, and I should have picked Waqar in this turn. And that way I could have completely rigged this podcast, but I can't do that anymore. Aravinda had to be there. There's no way in hell we cannot pick him, right? He's
You could have picked
averaging...
Moin Khan as the wicketkeeper also.
No,
if you picked Anwar.
That would have been a stretch. But yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Aravinda averaged 37.44 and 196 ODIs in the 1990s, and that's the primary decade where he plays as well. Overall, he's played 308 ODIs and he's averaging 34.9. So the average goes down, and he also is the hero of the World Cup for Sri Lanka. We often talk about how Sanat Jayasuriya ended up as the player of the tournament in 96 because they announced those things or those awards before the knockouts or something, right? Something
No,
like
during the semi-final.
Yeah.
I remember them making... I was watching the semi-final and they announced, and I was like, how can you announce it now? And this is like one of my greatest pet peeves in cricket. Aravinda de Silva should have been the man of the tournament in the 96 World Cup and not Sanat Jayasuriya. Jayasuriya had basically 2 good innings in that World Cup. He was a much better bowler. He had that league match against India, which ended Manoj Prabhakar's career when he smashed him for 32 runs in 2 overs. And Prabhakar came and was bowling off spin. He ended up with an analysis of 4-0, 48-0. The last 2 overs he bowled off spin because they needed someone to take the ball away from the left-hander. So that and Prabhakar has never played for India after that match. Then he had a 80 odd or 40 odd balls against England. England in 96 were a terrible ODI team. Just terrible. They only made the quarterfinals because the rest of the team was just making up the numbers. You know, it was Kenya, UAE and all this where you could still beat them even if you were terrible in 96 at least. England were by far the worst of the top 8 and they got smashed by Jayasuriya. But the English media was still, very, I think the most influential voice in 96. And because Jayasuriya smashed them, he suddenly became like this amazing superhero. He was really good and I think he deserved to have been in this team, but I don't know where. So he's unfortunately dropped.
That is what.
But we have corrected the 96 error. We have given it to Aravinda instead of Jayasuriya. So
Yes. No, he has to be in this team, man. Those knocks, especially the knock in the final, is absolutely iconic. And
even the
it's crazy how-
semi-final. Semi-final
Yeah.
in Eden Gardens, it was an insane knock. Like Jayasuriya and Kaluvidharna had both fallen in the first 2 overs. They were supposed to be this fearsome opening combo. And then Aravinda comes and he makes 66 of 47, 48 balls at that time in 96, which was, it just completely changed the game. Like he was,
Plus, Jared and Estelle often talk about this, that had he taken his cricket more seriously, his numbers would have been better. And Sangha and Mahela, 2 batters who are probably objectively better batters if you look at the numbers, right, than Aravinda. Both consider Aravinda to be the best Sri Lankan batter ever. So there's got to be something over there. And he will be batting at number 4 in this team. And at number 5, I'm not sure who you guys have, and Varun will hate me for this because this
had a
guy
hipster
makes
pick.
Varun's this guy makes Varun's all-time overrated team, which he will do at some point. He will do that podcast. That'll be a quick picks.
Okay.
But
oh God,
yeah,
I know where you're going. No.
I'm doing it. I'm going to pick Inzi as my last pick. Look, he is also a World Cup winner in the 90s. He plays that knock versus New Zealand in the semi-final, right? Quick fire knock, which wins Pakistan the game and downs the tournament favourites in their own backyard. Inzi averages 39.52 overall in ODIs, but in the 90s it's pretty much similar actually, 39.48. And I mean, look, many people do think that he was an overrated ODI batter, but I gave you guys a disclaimer that I'm going all Pakistan. And I've been generous when I picked Aravinda. Had you left the opener slot, I would have picked Saeed Anwar as well. I kid you not. I would have gone there.
Inzi was not even in my long list, man.
Really?
He's not there in the team.
Damn.
Yeah. And now he's at number 5 in this team. Okay.
Who
He
was
has
your
not
number
at
5?
at least.
Who was your number 5?
Mine?
Another Sri Lankan. Another
Okay.
Sri Lankan. Rana Tunga. Captain.
Okay.
He could have been the captain
Mine-
as well.
Mine was actually Carl Hooper.
Interesting.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
I-
my pick. I go with Inzi over those guys. Look, Inzi was a more talented batter than both of Hooper and Ranatunga. Come on.
No, just talent-wise, I don't know, man. Carl Hooper was insanely talented. Like, did you see him?
More than
bat?
Rana Tunga, I would assume.
More than Ranatunga, yeah. Inzi, no arguing with the talent that
But
Inzi
Rana Tunga
had.
is more of a fighter sort of a player, right? And
Yeah.
like his legacy as a captain is very good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
of course, his numbers also hold up, more than hold up in ODIs. Actually, I think he had like a 40 average 80 strike rate, so which is pretty good for the 90s.
Yeah.
I would have picked him honestly, but
Anyway,
it's
the
fine.
damage has been done. You took Anwar away from me. So now I have Inzi at number 5. And if you guys feel
I
that
mean, I
I've
would
been
have
biased,
honestly...
if all the viewers and listeners feel that I've been biased in this podcast, that I can confirm you with my own words that I have been.
clearly.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got
Shayan-
2 spots left. What spots
Yeah.
do we need now? Because the batting is sorted, right? If I'm not wrong.
Till 6 it's sorted.
till
Tendulkar,
6 it's
Gilchrist,
sorted, yes.
Lara, Aravinda, Inzi and Michael Bevan. The bowling, now depending on who you... I'm assuming Shane Warne and Wasim Akram are definitely in the team. So
Saqlain as well.
Saqlain as well. So let me just slot
And
them in.
Waqar is probably an if, maybe at this point. It depends on which
Shane
fast
Warne.
bowler you guys pick. I feel like you need to pick that guy, man. Otherwise, we're going to go 2 podcasts in a row without, the white lightning. Which is not
White
an
lightning
acceptable
won't make-
acceptable nickname anymore.
So there is 3 spots
Why?
left, right? If
is
I
it
was
about
picking
that?
all 3...
Oh, it's got racial undertones.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway.
No, so
That should
there's 3 spots left, right? One for Shayan. No, there's 2 spots left
No,
only.
2 spots left, right? That's what I'm asking.
Right. One for Shayan, one for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick Allan Donald in any of those 2 spots. I have better players.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
Damn,
Yeah.
really?
okay.
He's got a
Yeah, yeah.
phenomenal record in the 90s, man.
That's what I'm thinking.
He does.
Like,
I
we
would have
can
picked
pick
him
him
ahead
and
of Waqar.
put Waqar as-
But you have put Waqar
But we
there
can
now.
put Waqar as 12th now.
We
We can
can.
put Waqar as 12th even now.
Who are you looking
Yeah.
at, man? I've got these numbers right ahead of me or in front of me.
Like he has to make it, I think.
Who's the player? You know what? You
Okay.
pick the other player. Leave this
Yeah.
pick for Shayan because you're gonna mess this up.
It's Shayan anyway. It's Shayan turn anyway.
Oh,
so,
Shayan, please
Yeah.
stop this from
But
happening.
I wanted to pick another.
Ah.
I wanted to pick another South African, honestly. If you know what I mean.
I would
Oh.
have picked the other South African. 2 other South Africans. I would pick both of them ahead of Allan Donald in this team.
So that South African is probably going to get picked by Saurabh anyway.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
Hence, I think I can not worry about it. And he'll be in that number 7 role anyways, right?
Yes.
So, I think for that reason,
So you
yeah,
have
I'll
to
go
pick
with
a
Allan
bowl.
Donald.
He's done it.
I will go with Allan Donald.
Yeah,
He's done
I genuinely thought so. I actually felt that had I not taken the Pakistan route, Allan Donald would have been one of my first few picks. He would have been objectively because his numbers in the 90s are crazy, man.
Has to be.
Yeah, 206 wickets
21
in
average.
121 games. Yeah, 20. He's taken his wickets at 21 apiece, which is phenomenal. That's better than Wasim and Waqar. Granted, he gets better surfaces as well in South Africa, but that still counts for something. And then if you look at his overall numbers, he's also averaging 21.78 in ODIs. So he's better in the 90s. Good one. Good pick. I like this team.
And he can bowl first change as well. So if you
Yes.
see his numbers at number 3, he has 83 wickets at 46 at an average of 21.4, economy of 4.27 and striking every 5 overs. So
Damn.
that's a really good combination to have, I think.
Yeah.
And he can bowl at the start. He has even bowled as the second change, in fact. So he can open the bowling, he can bowl, he can be first change, he can be second change. I think it's a very interesting combination to have.
Yeah. Plus, the only thing he probably can't do is run when he's on the non-strikers, and we'll take care of that.
In the World Cup semi-final.
Okay, then.
I mean, it was not his fault. It was whose fault was it? It was nobody's fault. It was just destiny.
Will you pick the other guy then?
Yeah, I think he's going to pick the
So,
other guy now.
I think I need to just give disclaimers before picking the other guy. I would have picked Sean Pollock ahead of Allan Donald as a bowler. Sean Pollock has 118 wickets in the 90s. His economy is 3.8. Okay, his average is 23.4. And he, while batting, he has a average, I'll tell you what it is. He has an average of 27.7 and his strike rate is 81.5. 81.5 is a very high strike rate in the 90s. So he was actually a very good ODI overall package. So as an overall package, I'm getting a bowler who gives me an economy of 3.8, average of 23. It's slightly higher than Donald's bowling numbers, fine. But economy is lower, average is higher. But he gives me that batting option.
The thing is that with Donald, as Shayan pointed out, you get a first change or even second change option, and that you don't get with Sean Pollock.
In ODIs, Sean Pollock could bowl first change, man. There's no... I mean, it's not test cricket, right? It's not the red ball. He could bowl first change. No issues with that. I wouldn't have any issues with that. How
much did he bowl it? It's worth seeing.
Sorry?
How much did he bowl as the first change is worth seeing. He's barely bowled as the first change or the second change, honestly. He's only bowled mostly. So 72 at 1, 8 at 2.
But I'm saying it doesn't really matter because if you're bowling first change in the ODIs, you're actually bowling with the field spread. When you're bowling in the power play, the field is in. So it's tougher bowling in the power play in the ODIs in some sense than first change. So if you can do it opening the bowling, you can do it.
But it's a different skill, no? It's a different skill, I would say. And Donald has shown that he can do it. I think
Donald has shown. I'm saying there is
Donald.
nothing in Pollock's skill set that suggests he can't do it.
Well, you can still pick him.
That is,
No, I can't pick
you
him.
have to pick the other one, dude.
Yeah.
I have to pick the other one. I can't pick Pollock. And I would have also picked Curtly Ambrose ahead of Donald or Waqar in an ODI 90s team. Curtly Ambrose, I'll just tell you what his economy rate was in ODIs in the 90s. It was 3.48, which I think is just next level. Okay, his average was 25.8. So I would have had Ambrose ahead of both Donald and Waqar. I would have had him in the playing 11. Because I think a Donald, Pollock, Wasim Akram bowling attack in ODIs, you're not making more than 180, man. And then Shane Warne, Saqlain Mushtaq, whoever you have, you're not making more than 180. So I would have had both those guys ahead of both Allan Donald and Wasim Akram. And now that I have got that out of my system, I'll make my pick, which is, of course, Lance Klusener. We can't have an ODI 90s team without Lance Klusener. Just for his 99 World Cup alone, but it's not as if he had only that. He was elite throughout. He was playing a version of ODI cricket. 90s. Sorry?
He was great in the latter part of the 90s because he debuted, I think, 95 or 96, no?
96. He made his debut against India in 96. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so he was superb with the bat and he was serviceable with the ball in the 90s. He could go for runs at times, but he also took wickets. From what I remember, he took a lot of wickets, even though he went for runs. So, which is why I had Donald, which is why I had Pollock, Ambrose, in my team. Because I need the guys who will not give away runs to fit in Klusener there. So, I felt from a team balance point of view, those two would have worked better because I need Klusner at number 7. And with the bat, he was he was playing ODI cricket from the future, right?
I mean, look, I don't even think we need to get into his numbers because for me, Lance Klusner 99 is the best individual campaign any cricketer has had in a World Cup. And it's that simple. And that alone should get you into the team of the 90s. Plus, he's great for balance. He can smash it, so power hitting is also sorted. And then you've got Klusner at 7 and Wasim at 8. So you are scoring runs at the death as well, like even if you lose wickets. This team is not going to Gulbis itself. Absolutely not. And I mean, look, feel like we've done all right over here. I'm quite satisfied with the team overall. Biggest misses for me, I think Saeed Anwar is still a big miss because he was prolific as an ODI opener in the 90s, but then you needed a keeper and it makes sense to have Gilchrist. I'm surprised that Saurabh didn't pick Dada. Right? I actually genuinely felt that he would.
No, I think there are a lot of big misses. There's no Sanat Jayasuriya. There is no...
That is the biggest miss.
There is no Saeed Anwar. There is no Curtly Ambrose. There is no Sean Pollock. I felt those guys are the biggest misses. A couple of hipster choices that I had is Chris Cairns and Carl Hooper. Yeah, so I think those guys are the biggest misses. Pollock, Ambrose, Jayasuriya and Saeed Anwar had. And the two hipster picks I mentioned, like I was saying, Chris Cairns could have been a good 12th man. Carl Hooper, I think I saw him bat in the 90s. Nobody made batting look easier. He was just so effortless. And he could actually turn it on. And even more than Aravinda or Brian Lara, I feel if he had taken it seriously, he would have had much better numbers. Because it seemed like sometimes he was just so casual about everything. And maybe cricket just came too easy to him. But talent-wise, just Carl Hooper was quite something. He had a very decent strike rate, I think 77 or so in the 90s, and he played throughout the 90s, right? It's not like he debuted in the latter half of the 90s or something. He played throughout. So having a strike rate of 77, 78 at that time is pretty damn good. And he could bowl useful off spin, and he was a gun fielder, just gun.
I feel like all things considered, Sanat is probably the biggest miss because, again, he's also giving you overs. He's a World Cup winner himself. Was player of the tournament, which we didn't give him that award in our team. But and Saeed Anwar would follow for me. Extremely hipster pick, Ajay Jadeja.
Nah.
He did pop up when I was looking at the numbers, but he wouldn't make it, I think.
I mean, Bevan's there, right? So he doesn't get in ahead of Bevan. And I think, like, even if you kind of look at other all-rounders, Cairns is the only one who comes close or challenges Klusner, and then Klusner has that World Cup. So,
I mean, unless you consider Pollock as an all-rounder, then...
Yeah, you could...
He probably is an ODIs, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean, I consider him an all-rounder in ODIs,
That's a fair claim. What about you, Shayan? Any misses for you that you felt deserved to be in this team?
Nah, I think you guys just covered pretty much everyone else. I did have Megra because, as I said, I have a Megra bias. I just put him in both the 11s when I was making it. I just put Megra, okay, fine, he'll be there. But I think now that I realize, actually his peak was more in the 2000s when we look at the numbers, because his numbers, when you look at his overall career numbers, they always stand out, right? But weirdly in the 90s, they don't pop up as much. So maybe I think that's a bit of a technical thing where he misses out. But I think if we are making a team of the 2000s, I think he would make it in both formats easily. And if we are doing all time again, he will be in the conversations for both.
Absolutely. I think we did greatest cricketers of all time or something along that lines.
And you picked him too low for me, I think. I would have picked him higher in that.
I'm pretty sure I picked him, dude. From what I recall. But anyway,
he was like in the 10 to 15 range. I thought I would have him even higher than that.
Anyway, our 90s,
like, there is almost no flaw in his record, I feel sometimes when you see his numbers, like Test cricket, ODI cricket, clutch games, World Cups, everything across conditions. He is just completely a great player.
Actually,
you cannot really nitpick with him.
He gets better when he loses some of his pace. It's weird, but our 90s teams are done, and they're both pitch free or pigeon free, much to Shayan's dismay. But yeah, you were saying.
So, once again, guys, who's our 12th man? Waqar or Donald?
It could be one of the spinners as well, man.
Yeah.
I would pick
but
both
I think
in the team.
I would pick both spinners, yeah. Same.
Or you could also...
Okay, my vote for 12th man is Waqar. What's your vote? You can pick
Yeah,
a
same,
spinner if you
Waqar.
want, but we'll just
I don't know, man.
go
I
by
think,
consensus.
I think who else is bowling spin in this team? Yeah, we do have a couple of part-timers,
Sachin,
right?
Aravinda
We
can
have-
bowl a bit, right?
Aravinda, Tendulkar for very
Bevan.
part-time. Bevan for much more serious part-time.
Decent part time.
Yeah. So
It's tough. I don't know who. I don't know. Maybe. I can't put Warne as 12th man. He's Shane Warne, right? So
Exactly.
Steve Waugh did
Yeah.
it. You can too.
sure
We
then.
have to pick
I'll.
one, dude.
I don't know, man.
I will leave the show if you don't pick one. I will
Sure
just
then.
exit.
I suppose because Donald's numbers are better than Waqar's, so then you can have Waqar as 12th.
What about you?
What else
Oh,
have
so
we
then anyway, both of us have voted Waqar as 12th.
Yeah, I
Shayan?
would have Waqar as the 12th heading
Yeah.
because
Okay,
Donald,
so then it's unanimous.
with-
yeah.
with Donald, it's also that you get more options, right? Like he can hypothetically
change.
also be your first change or second
Yeah.
change.
Look,
Yeah.
But in this team, he can just open. So
In essence, if the ball or if the surface is going to take turn, you play both of the spinners. If it is a fast bowler's paradise, then of course you play all of those fast bowlers. So it's always going to be one of Warne or Waqar or Saki or Waqar. One of those guys.
Okay.
Depends on
So
the
then-
captain as well.
So who do you want as the 12th? Don't say it's one.
No,
Don't
I
say
mean
that.
we've already talked about it, right? Like it's conditions dependent, but for now you can have Waqar as 12th. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just for now.
Yeah,
Who do we have?
Yeah.
Anyway,
so then
fine.
our team is Sachin Tendulkar, Adam Gilchrist, Brian Lara, Aravinda de Silva, Inzamam-ul-Haq, Michael Bevan, Lance Klusner, Wasim Akram, Shane Warne, Saqlain Mushtaq, Allan Donald. So
And then
We do
Waqar
have-
Younis. You have
And
to tell
Waqar Younis
people
as the 12th
the 12th,
12th
the
man.
12th man as well.
sorry,
and also,
Waqar Younis as the 12th
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Let us know, or let everyone know, all the viewers and listeners, what the individual picks were as well.
So individual pick says Saurabh went Sachin Tendulkar, Adam Gilchrist, Shane Warne, Lance Klusner. Wow, I love that. My four. Shayan went Wasim Akram, Michael Bevan, Brian Lara, Allan Donald. That's also pretty good. And Behram went Waqar Younis, Saqlain Mushtaq, Aravinda de Silva, Inzamam-ul-Haq. Behram, you are not winning this.
I don't care. I'm just happy with the team, the ultimate team that we have at our disposal. And you guys let us know who you think in the comment section has won this. And also give us your 12s for your ODI team of the 90s, because this was fun. I feel like we can even do this for other decades later. And I certainly enjoyed myself and hope you guys did as well. Anyway, just a quick reminder, you can go to goodareas.co and bookmark that webpage, and that can prove to be your one-stop shop for all the fun work that we do as part of our team, whether it be written content, videos, or podcasts. And, of course, as I mentioned at the start, all of our shows on the Good Areas Network are powered by our supporters on Patreon, and you can become one of them by going to Patreon/Good Areas Podcast. There you can enjoy ad-free content, you can talk to us exclusively, and you can give us more Crickpicks recommendations. I'll tell you this much, that we definitely need more recommendations. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll be back next week with another Crickpicks. So have a good one, enjoy yourselves. That's all from us. Goodbye.
I once made a pair in a club game, which is almost impossible to do. But I have been obsessed with batting my entire life. And so I put that into my new book, The Art of Batting. Being that I'm not very good at that skill, I decided to talk to other people who were. So I hit up as many contacts as I could just to talk about batting. Raul Dravid, Brian Lara, AB de Villiers, Kumar Sangakkara, Ross Taylor, Susie Bates, Nasser Hussain, Ian Chappell, and so many, many, many more. I wanted batters to talk about how they and their friends made runs, because that is the art of batting.